On today's show, the gals talk about types of friends, and I'll let them explain that to you. What type of friend are you? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the Time Spent Poorly YouTube for your fix of food and friendship. And now your hostesses with the mostesses.
We're not.
With this
No, we're not. We are not rated M for mature. We are very, very clean. Definitely not going to curse at all. Actually, it's my goal this time. I'm not going to curse at all this episode. I'm guaranteeing it right now. It's like the Good Place today, guys.
Are you really trying to,
Yeah, no, I wrote that down as a goal. I'm definitely not going to say any curse words. I'm going to try to be, I want this to be the first everybody can listen to it episode.
This rated for now.
E for everyone.
As of right now.
This is brand new information to
Just
me,
this
and
episode.
I don't know if I can mentally be prepared.
You don't have to, I'm making it a personal goal
if
for
you guys
myself.
do try to lower it, though, it does make the content a little better, and then you do find yourself using it less as fillers, I have found.
Well, I'm just I have a sailor's mouth to begin with because of where I work. Because we are all filthy there. Literally and figuratively.
So, your hostesses with the mostesses.
We'll sing your babies to sleep today.
Bree and Caitlin.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. I have a cucumber in my mouth. I'm sorry.
She's always shoveling food in right before she goes on mic.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, so
classic.
I'm not gonna curse, but I'm definitely also gonna try not to be inappropriate because there would have been a cucumber joke in there somewhere, right? I mean, we've already been making jokes about cucumbers this entire time because we are mature.
But no one will get to hear them. So you guys can all just fill that in. That little brief moment was for you to
be creative.
fill in your own little inappropriate joke. Because we're not doing them today.
Yeah, we're not. Oh, I'm not going to do it today. If we at all break that, I'm fine with it. I just wanted to make it a goal. See how long I could go without saying the F word or something naughty. We'll see how long it lasts. I got 2 bottles of wine in front of me. So.
Can I ask why? Why the goal change?
I feel like I definitely rely on curse words in conversations a lot, and it's becoming a thing that concerns me. Not that much. I always worry that I'm going to say it when I shouldn't in front of people that don't want to hear it.
I don't want to use it as a filler. I don't like using the F word as a filler when you're trying to think of something.
I do it all the time.
People, you'll say like, effing, and you're like, oh God.
That's me though. That's me.
So I have found that when we did sports program on the radio on Wednesdays.
That helps, doesn't it?
It does. Because I say it less now on other shows.
Because it's not allowed.
Because we're not allowed to on that one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we've changed our...
And I'm totally fine with cursing. I really, really am. I just am concerned for myself that I could be using different diction when, I don't. I'm just lazy when I talk. But I also really do love cursing. It's on my friendship cards, guys. It's on my friendship cards which I got back. So I got these back in the mail finally. Yeet.
Yeet. Oh no.
That's not a curse word, is it?
I don't actually even know what it means.
I don't know what it means either.
And I don't know how the correct way to use it.
The I-generation.
Oh, there's this meme that's like, the Lord yoinketh and eateth away or something like that Maggie found that I was crying laughing.
I love the word yoink. Yoink. That's a fun word to say. I got these back though, and whether or not people actually want to have the format out there, I think that there's really no format for making a friendship card, and I can't wait to see yours, Caitlin. But mine is really basic. It just has my name on it. It says, this is my friendship card, and it says why I would hand the card to you. And there's 3 reasons. I'm shy. Perhaps this wasn't the ideal setting for us to approach each other, or maybe we're both in a hurry. And then on the back, it just has all my information about some hobbies, my age, some things that at the top are some things that you would probably read that would either right off the bat let you know that you didn't want to be friends with me, like my religion and politics. So, and my age. I mean, you could be 45 and I wouldn't be able to tell, and maybe you're oh, I'm not going to hang out with a 25-year-old.
I hang out with 45-year-olds.
I know, but some people are really weird about age. Like I am, actually, a little bit. I don't particularly want to hang out with 19-year-olds because I'm like, if you can't go to the bar, there's not a whole lot to do. And then I have some words that describe me, career goals, hobbies, and dislikes. And then I have some my email address and my Instagram handle. And not my phone number because I didn't feel really safe giving out my phone number to random people that I don't know. In case they decided to throw this away or whatever. But you and Hope gave me some good feedback on it. The only thing I regret is making the cards plastic so I can't write on them.
Yeah, that's what I want mine is like I said, how I kind of want to have mine say something kind of like appointment, like
by appointment only.
Yeah, or something like, and then you could schedule in like coffee, blah blah blah, or you know, or,
that's a really really good
or
idea.
Yeah, or if you did feel like, oh, maybe this is a person I'll give my number to,
I'll
or you want to have
edit
like,
edit that like
yeah,
a little bit. And anyways, there's also, what was the other thing Hope said? She said a really good idea about these. Like, oh, she was like, if you handed this to me and didn't say anything to me, I probably wouldn't understand what they were. And
yeah,
so
like
I
what
need,
to do.
Yeah, I need to put on here something like, I handed this to you because I want to be your friend.
Yeah.
Like, you look like somebody I would be friends with. So that's a really good feedback, I thought. Like, that's something I'm going to add to the future ones. I only bought like 20, 25 of these from Vistaprint. So next time I'm going to make them paper, and I'm going to add a little and take away a little.
Have you used Vistaprint?
I used
before?
it. I've used it so many times.
Can you get like a like, is there a way can I just
to get a proof?
Yeah. Like just have them send me like, or is like 20 the smallest amount you could buy?
20 to 25 is the smallest
depending
you can buy.
on the style. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think it's really worth it actually to just do it. I got my business cards for my art show from there. We printed out our save the dates from there, and it was really affordable.
Oh yeah, I don't think it's not affordable. I think it's worth doing it. I'm just wondering
it's limited
like,
on like if you want to get, because there's some somebody who like took graphic design in college, like that was my degree. I saw some really creative printing techniques, and just like there was some really really creative stuff. Oh my god, I almost said the F word. Wow, this is gonna be hard, guys. I could feel it. It was like bubbling up, and I was like, swallow it. Not in a bad way. Anyways.
That's what she said.
I'm going to eat another cucumber, and you can talk for a second. Okay.
Don't eat the cucumbers, man.
No.
People's got to put, yeah, we got to.
Okay, I got nervous really quick because I'm like, what if I said it?
No,
and then it would have been so quick. Like, I would have just,
like so fast.
Yeah, just like.
We also wouldn't have known if you didn't tell us. So.
I know. Well, you also would have probably not said anything if I had said it, right? Because it's like a normal part of my.
I would have laughed.
Yeah.
You would have?
Whoop, there it is.
Yeah, because you just literally like, I don't really want to swear anymore.
But just for this one episode. Just this one episode. I want to make it kid friendly, family friendly for people who don't listen. For people who don't listen to the show purely because of the rated M for mature thing, I'm going to try my best to do one episode for people who want to give it a try that doesn't have the rated M for mature thing. So, this is the one episode those people get. Okay. Those people get. The ones who don't like the F word.
One episode and then just not listen
Yeah,
to
never
anything
again.
else.
Never again, but you get a taste.
You people
who don't like the F word. Or the C word, which is my favorite curse word. I said it's okay.
Captain.
I gotta throw this out there. Last night when we went to the bar with a couple of friends the last time I saw her was when we both got really drunk at her wedding, and she was the bride, by the way. We both got really drunk at her wedding, and I'd never hung out with her before that. Her husband invited us, and so like we knew each other in high school, but I didn't really know her. Like we weren't really friends, and then she invited us out. Well, I invited them out last night, and we got to the bar, and she got so drunk. I almost dropped it again. Okay. She got really drunk.
She listens to the show, too.
She does, and I really appreciate it. And it's so adorable because I was dropping the C word immediately. And then she just totally rolled with it. She was saying it left and right, and I was all like, good for you. Because not a whole lot of people like that word.
I don't really
she's fun drunk, too.
She is really fun.
It was really adorable.
She's the type of drunk that grabs you, like, has to touch you.
Yeah.
She, like, reaches across the table.
Which is charming when it's a young lady.
It is. Yeah. It was really cute.
It'd be less charming if I was doing it.
It's like, hey.
Exactly.
trying to attack like a velociraptor with my
She's-
goddamn
she's-
hands out in
She's
front of me.
definitely a clingy. She's like really clingy as a drunk, and it's super cute. And I really had a lot of fun hanging out with you last night, Nicole. Shout out. Shout out to Nicole and Mason.
What's this show about today?
Oh yeah. So we're gonna be, well, we have some food which we'll describe shortly. But today's show is gonna be basically about types of friends. We've both made lists of. The goal today is to basically make everybody.
Did you not make a list?
Whoops. Okay, I guess I'm the only one who made a
No,
list.
I've thought about it, but I'm not creative. Like my brain cannot operate in the way that your brain operates. So when you're
Okay.
like, here's an example, I'm like, yeah, I
Derek
can relate
did
to
the
that.
same thing.
But my mind can like I'm gonna be like,
But that reaction right there, that's what I'm looking for
And I
with
do
this
have-
list. For people to be like, oh, I have a friend that's just like that. I made a list of like situational friends.
and I have a
and-
couple in my head that I thought about bringing up, but I just like
You can definitely, if you think of them, bring them up, say it aloud, and I'll probably be the same way. I'll be like, I have somebody like
Yeah.
that. I'll like be able to like think of a person in my brain that's that friend.
yeah.
So this is kind of a different, what we don't normally do for episodes. Like we just kind of came up with this last minute on Friday, I think, where we were just like, wouldn't that be really cool?
yeah.
And so we're doing something a little different. Next week we'll probably go back to our regular format of just the, like maybe what it's like to be friends with couple friends,
No,
Maybe.
Thruples.
What? Is that?
That's a good one.
Yeah. So like two couples being friends with another, or you know.
Or just me as a single human being
Friends with a couple. It's a really interesting dynamic. So, but
That
this
is
week
that
is
is an
types
interesting
of friends
Okay.
or situational friends, or I don't even know how to describe it really.
They'll figure it out. What
They'll
we're saying.
figure, yeah, because I have a list of. I'll just say it aloud, and you guys can just be like, "Oh yeah," that's
And
what
that's
we're
exactly
looking
what
for.
we're gonna do.
Or your guys are gonna be all like,
Oh.
you guys are gonna be like, Bree, stop describing every friend that you have in a really passive way, like. This is just say who it is, like, because some of them are pretty obvious. I think
I'm
if
just
any
worried
of
that-
my friends are listening to it, they're gonna be like, "She's talking about me with that one."
I just like I do want you to keep in mind that a type of friend cannot be an oddly specific description
Whoops.
of a friend.
Yeah, like the friend types I thought like would be the ones that like I'll give you an example of what I was thinking while you pull up your thing. Like the mom friend. The friend not even necessarily saying they are
Ooh, I have like a couple of
yeah,
those.
not even I mean, clearly if they
Two
have
of those
children
specifically.
that comes out. But the friends that you even had in high school that were just more like really loving, really caring, but also like, hey, should we think about what we're doing? Do you
and
need
I
a,
know who that is.
do you need a
too.
snack?
That okay, so this is exactly what this episode is gonna be about. That is exactly yes, I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just got so excited because she gets it. That's exactly what this episode is gonna be about. It's going to be about the aha moments of like, yes, I have a friend like that. So that's this episode, guys.
That's
Yeah.
kismet.
Yep.
That's kismet. You guys have great chemistry. God, I love this show. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of it.
You a fan?
He listens every week.
Heck yeah, I do. When you guys are on live.
You haven't missed one yet.
I have not. Not
Cool.
even one.
All right, I'll bring up the list. Oh wait, we should talk about the food that we just ate a little bit. Okay, well you can kind of do it, Caitlin, because you're the chef, and then you also have what you think you would change about it. Because I made it kind of last minute, because I was like, there's really nothing to make for this episode that would relate to types of
Derek's
friends.
pulling my headphones.
So I just went for the basic sandwich.
No, it's okay. I was just there's a cord. There we go. I think we're good. Oh, I was like I'm going with it. I'm going. Okay. It's just like little. See how it's like on top of the blue cord? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Derek was trying to fix a cord, and as he grabbed it, my headphone cords was coming down too.
Okay.
So they're just like little lunch sliders, little cold sandwich slider, deli sliders. How do I want to say it? Deli slider.
Yeah, deli
So-
slider sounds good.
Little. I think they were sourdough. They tasted a little sourdoughy. I didn't buy them, so this is my guess. Little sourdough rolls, Brie cut in half. She put is that a honey mustard?
It's an avocado mustard,
Avocado mustard. I'm assuming that means it's made with avocado oil
probably.
because it doesn't look green. But it was tangy and delicious with some Cajun chicken, cucumbers, sprouts, and then I don't know what that cheese spread was that you.
It's
put on.
a garlic artichoke cheese.
Yeah, like in a spread
Mhm.
form.
Yep.
and I think they're delicious. My only thing that I would change is, since they're like dinner rolls from like the bakery, they're a little tough. So I think if you cut them in half, bake them, or just toast them, broil them with a little oil or butter to give a nice crisp but some more moisture, I think, and then that the bread would soften up just enough. Because it was like when you bit in, and because they're really tall, which is really cute though, it was just like my mouth. Oh, everyone can see a picture of me trying to bite in at just the first shot of this podcast if you go to YouTube. It's just me holding the small sandwich with both hands with my mouth open really wide.
And I had the whole sandwich in one cheek like a chipmunk.
It's a good look for us.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
that's the whole show, though. It's just us eating and then talking about friends.
So I made this thing for work the other day. It was a cold Vietnamese noodle salad, I guess is kind of what it'd be. So it was chicken.
Did you make it for a class?
Well, I made it for just our ampersand Instagram to just like promote some of our products and like get it out there. But we have this soy sauce that we use from Bourbon Barrel Foods, and it's a soy sauce made in Kentucky, aged in a bourbon barrel. It's fantastic. It's so good.
Yes,
but
I've
I
had it.
tagged them in it, and then they shared my picture and recipe on their like Facebook and Instagram. And it was really exciting that because they have like a really cool test kitchen, and they make a lot of different recipes. So when I made it, and they thought like, hey, yes, this is a good meal, we would like to promote it too. It made me feel a little famous.
You
I mean,
are
no one
famous.
really knew it was me, but I felt good about it.
That's awesome.
And it tasted
Exciting.
delicious.
I bet.
It was
What did you have it with?
So it was noodles, just the cold rice noodles, and then shredded carrots and cilantro, peanuts, green onions. I would have done some mint in there, I think would have been nice, and some cucumber, but I just didn't have it with me. And then I made a dressing that had the soy sauce, fish sauce, brown sugar, garlic, sashimi tagarashi, and tossed the noodles in that sauce. So it's like a dressing, a spicy soy sauce, and then added all the veggies. So it was like really fresh. And then I just broiled some chicken that I did basically the same marinade with, but some cucumber vinegar and cilantro oil, and then got it kind of crispy and chopped it up and put it on top of there. It was so good.
That sounds
If anyone wants a
delicious.
recipe, go to ampersand oil on Instagram. It's there.
Yeah, I follow your guys' Instagram, and it makes me hungry every day.
Is this something you made at work, or did you make it at home for yourself?
I made it at work. Cause it's so we decided like every Wednesday we're trying to post like a food recipe in addition to like our other stuff. So I just did some recipe testing, and that one was top notch.
Do you guys still do those sandwiches? Like the sandwiches for, or is it just
For the
usually
First
for
Fridays?
events? Is that usually for events?
It was for events, yeah. I don't know if we're gonna do it again this summer. I kind of hope we do. I feel like we'd have.
I love
more
those
people out there.
sandwiches.
What was that? Oh, what was that one?
We did
I
a
had?
banh mi, which is a Vietnamese sandwich, which I made for the very first actual podcast of us. Curry chicken salad,
The curry chicken is the one I always got.
and then just a pulled like a
That's the
pork,
one I had.
yeah.
The pulled pork.
just
yeah.
like a really simple, but and then it had a slaw on it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
by the way is the only slaw that I've liked because.
You know why? Because I don't like doing mayonnaise slaws.
Oh.
Or if I do, it's a very small amount. So it's more fresh and tangy, more of like a salad. I mean, definitely slaw form, definitely
We were
cabbage,
pretty
but-
excited because we went to KFC because we got one back and I forgot how gross that.
The
We
coleslaw
both
is.
we did. Did either of us even take a bite of it?
I took a bite of it because I was like, maybe it's better
Does
now.
it look like the
Nope.
stuff you get in the Albertsons deli?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like how all of their potato, their macaroni, and their coleslaw is all exactly the same. They just changed the vegetable in it.
Oh my
'cause
God,
it's
you're right.
Reese's.
Yeah, that's the brand Reese's. So it's not just Albertsons. No shame to Albertsons. I don't think. I think you can get that shit at Walmart too.
Just make it
I
at
think
home.
it's Reese's. I think
Yeah.
it's a big bag.
Yeah,
I think
it's like in a-
big bag of Reese's.
And then the potato sauce like in a tub of just like mayonnaise with little things of potatoes floating
But we-
around.
Ward and I, this is now the second show on the Times of Worley Network where Reese's has come up. But Ward and I talk about how we're the Reese's of podcasts because
Oh no!
because
You just covered in mayonnaise.
because it's like just good enough to eat and you will eat it. But every time you eat it, you're
you
like
don't feel good.
you're like I didn't have to eat that.
Yeah, I could have just walked past that. Yeah.
I'm the type of person who's like dishes it up and then throws it away. I'll put it on there to make my plate look full, and then I just throw it away
You know what else I made this
at
week?
barbecues.
I'm really hung up on this food. I made some halibut with a lemon parsley topping that I baked with a mushroom wine sauce and some asparagus this week.
Ooh.
It was good. And I made a rosemary gin and tonic. Those were I was testing for my class, but they were very delicious. Did you make
Sounds
anything
good.
delicious this week besides those candies?
No, and there's a joke that I'll be telling later in this list of types of friends, but we just really, I mean, it has to do with this, but we just really haven't been grocery shopping at all lately. We've just been kind of like
I literally never
too lazy to go grocery shopping like we used to. It's been over a month now, I think, and normally we go to Costco and buy things to get us through for the next 2 weeks, but we've just been kind of like on little spurts go to the grocery store and get what we need because we've just been too lazy and poor to do it.
I'm not lazy and poor. I am poor, so go to my new art page and ask me to do some commissions for you guys, okay? It's
right?
Like, help me. But
art show coming up.
But my schedule's so wonky now that I like work nights some days and not the others, and some days I don't go to work till noon, and some days I go to work in the morning. And so it's hard for me to grocery shop because I'm afraid my produce will go bad. So I like.
That's the single struggle.
Yeah, and I'm single and I'm eating for one person. So normally, like if I know I'm gonna be home, I will buy food on my way home, which kind of sucks. Just because it's just like a small amount and it's not the most cost effective. But also, it's better than having to throw away a bunch of beautiful produce at the end of the week that I wasn't able to eat. But it's weird because I used to grocery shop and I had a normal routine and like I had the stuff that I bought. But I went grocery shopping with my roommates like 2 weekends ago and watching them like buy real stuff and like that they're like meal plan for the week. I was like, oh, I don't know how to do that anymore.
That's what we're doing for, I mean, that's what we normally do, but we've just, I don't know what has happened lately, but we just don't do it anymore, or we haven't done it for a little over a month, but we just, honestly, like, salads are what we've been living off of for a long time, or when we do deviate from salads, we'll actually go on the opposite spectrum and go get Taco Bell. Like, it's bad, but... the KFC chicken was good. I don't know. It's either salads or the exact opposite of, like, salads, which is fast food. So, it's bad. But tonight we're having spaghetti. We're really excited about.
Spaghetti.
Scooty.
I love spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
What kind of noodles do you... Oh. Okay.
Paschetti's my favorite food, by the way.
What kind of noodles do you guys use?
Just plain ass.
Regular
Dang it!
Spaghetti?
Stop.
Dang it.
Do you know what you should really make a resolution to do instead of cussing into the show?
It's not.
You should try not screaming into the mic instead.
I apologize.
And puncturing my ear holes.
I couldn't hear it.
I can, though.
I guess I can't hear it very well. I apologize.
That's okay. I forgive you.
I find that
also,
a lot of
that's
people...
not really a bad word because it's a type of animal.
Exactly, see?
Oh, but the noodles we buy say plain-ass noodles on them.
Perfect. Those are... Well, I find that a lot of people, I'll go to their house and they're like, we're having spaghetti tonight. I'm like, I get super excited. I'm like, yeah. And then they whip out the angel hair.
Oh, actually...
Oh, you guys, those people.
No, we don't have it, but I'm okay with it.
Angel hair is not bad, but it is not meant to have a hearty-ass spaghetti sauce on it.
No, okay,
You treat those noodles nicely, and you give them a nice, dainty sauce.
Alfredo?
With some lemon. No.
No?
Don't put that heavy cream on there.
What do you put on angel hair?
Like lemon and herbs and garlic and fresh.
Okay,
like,
well, come over to my house
and veggies or some seafood or whatever. But I just really hate when you try, because they get lost in there, and there's just a bowl of sauce with some water noodles in the bottom.
My dad, he makes, I mean, in my family, he's really infamous for his spaghetti. He makes it with a mix of regular and angel hair, and his sauce is homemade, but it's not thick. It's very watery, like, it has a lot of, like, herbs. You can taste the garlic. It's very herby, but there's, like, big, thick tomatoes in there, and the sauce is kind of more watery than thick.
Mm-hmm.
So it tastes really, really good, and I've honestly not minded the angel hair in it, and I think he just uses it because it's in the cupboard.
Yeah.
But I don't think he uses it on purpose.
That's okay. It's okay if you're not doing, I guess you don't know, but Stop putting angel hair with your spaghetti. That's what I'm telling the world. If I have
I'm
one mission,
interested.
apparently it's this.
I'm really interested to see what how you would make angel hair pasta.
Oh, girl. Done. I will do it.
Okay.
That's what I'll make next week.
Could you do shrimp?
Shrimps?
Yeah. Is that an okay
Yeah.
thing to pair with it?
Yeah.
Does it have to be seafood? You have to do
No.
seafood with it?
No. I just
Could
think
there be a vegan option? What would the vegan option be?
vegetables.
No, I mean, like, what would you pair with it, like, specifically?
Oh, I'd just do like an oil. I wouldn't do a butter.
Okay.
So if I was gonna go vegan, yeah, I would just heat up some oil, throw in some slices of garlic, depending on whatever other veggies you want, salt and pepper that bitch.
What
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Talking about my dog.
It's already gone, guys. It's gone. It's gone. How long did we make it?
I can't care about that. I don't care that you guys cuss or get inappropriate on the show.
I
There's
wanted to see how long we made it.
But there's thousands of podcasts out there. Like
Jesus
you don't need
fucking
to be
Christ.
you don't
Come
need
on.
to be the one that is like for kid friendly. Also, kids are gonna jump in at episode 10.
Why? 10's their favorite number.
They're like, this is the one. This is where I'm starting.
I love 10, so I only
Also-
listen to the 10th episode. What if that's something
Kids
that you
don't
did?
care.
You only listen to
No,
the
I'm
10th
not saying
episode of
that-
every
Wait.
podcast.
I'm not saying that our podcast will appeal to children. I'm saying
What was-
it'll appeal to people who have children that maybe don't
okay.
want to listen to something that's going to have curse words in it.
But still.
Or Christians. I don't know.
I'm going to start a thing where I'm getting behind on my podcast, okay? I just don't have the time because I want to
care about what other people think about your cursing.
No,
I
that's
like
not what I'm
that.
saying. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I used to commute and I used to sit at a desk all day. I got to listen to that all the time, but I couldn't. So now what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to just start going to every podcast that everyone ever recommends me, and I'm only going to listen to episode 10, and I'm never going to listen to them again. Just be like, yeah, I listened to them once. Oh, yeah, I listened to them. Just the 10th episode forever.
It's 10 or done.
Yep.
That's actually pretty smart. Because you know how many shows I've. Because there's so many like TV shows.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
people are like, you got to watch this. And you're like, I'm already watching this. And I don't want to watch this, too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, or
I have limited time.
There's just so many shows out there. It's oversaturated.
Number 10 on podcasts, though, is a really good spot to jump in. You might not get all the inside jokes, though. But the first episode is rarely good.
Oh, yeah.
Rarely good of a podcast, unless it's like a short series, say like a true crime series about a specific thing that was made by a company.
If I was to tell somebody to go listen to Basement Boys, I wouldn't tell them to go listen to the first 10 even. I'd just be
No, like number 10, you wouldn't tell them to go listen to the 10th episode. How about 110, 210,
Maybe.
310?
I mean, I don't know. We didn't really find our stride for a while, you know? Like, it's
like
just like that
510?
first. No, I mean, I'm just saying. I guess it's.
Because they've done that many episodes.
I mean,
guys.
maybe I
It's a
would
lot.
want them to go listen to like the first episode, but still, it's not like it's still. That's not my best product. Is the first episode.
What about
You should-
the 10th episode of sports program?
You could do that one every week because. Well, no, I wouldn't have anybody go back and listen to a sports program anyways because it's kind of timely.
What type of friend? Oops, my bad.
That was me.
What was you?
You guys should talk about your topic though.
Yeah.
Okay,
Do you have your list?
I will pull up the list. Sorry for anybody who thought that this was going to be a good show, like without cursing.
Literally, no one thought that.
No
Okay.
one did. I didn't. I
I
thought you were
know.
kidding when you first started
Actually, it
until I
says it
saw you
right
were
there at the top.
serious.
I thought you were king too. I was like looking at Derek, like I was like,
I know. I thought we thought you were
I
kidding.
know it's not part of my personality.
Well,
Well,
and then,
no, it
but
just-
you also didn't say anything before the show, so we were like, I don't know what the fuck you're
I
talking
know.
about.
And everyone else, like, no one's like we said, no one's jumping in at episode 10. Like, this might be a good one to
Yeah, I
start
don't know.
with. Let's
I
see if
was
they're
just
family
shocked.
friendly. You know, like we should have done that before.
Because I started laughing. I was like, ha, you know, oh, okay. And then I saw that you were serious. I'm like, oh, no, this ain't going to work. That ain't it.
I
No.
do agree with being conscious and like not using it as fillers.
Less.
Yeah, and doing things that way, but I just don't think
Like
like
a Toastmasters way, you know, where you don't say ums and uhs.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, it's my crutch, man. It's really my crutch. And I
What's
feel
the
bad.
show about today, though?
It's about types of friendships. Woo.
You ever have those friends that they just spring really random things on you about doing stuff, and then you weren't prepared?
No, I don't have any of those.
Okay.
It's kind of because I'm that friend.
Oh.
So I'm that type of friend.
Tell me your first person on there.
Okay. Do you ever have the type of friend that you used to be really close with, but life and drama happens and now you miss them? Like they're just no longer there because they've got their own life and drama happening and you've kind of just like went to the wayside.
I mean, not drama, but I mean, I have friends that.
No, I mean like life/drama or something has happened and now you miss them.
Well, I was just gonna explain that. I have friends I just don't see as much as I would like.
Because of life.
Yeah.
I have like
That's a really general one.
Like my best friend growing up in high school and then, elementary school through end of high school, like we were best friends. We lived next to each other and I was like, oh, this person's going to be my best friend forever. We'll be inseparable. And I just thought like, oh, we have a bond like sisters, and telling myself like we'll never part. And now we hardly ever talked. Like she reached out to me when me and Russ split and it was super awkward. Like I felt like she thought less of me, which we don't need to get into that. Like that's not a big deal, but it's sad to look back and be like, oh, our lives we went down two completely different paths.
Okay, I identify with her though because I think that she was probably looking for an excuse to reach out to you to begin with, and then this was kind of like her way of like, yeah, I'm gonna be like, hey, I'm trying to be there for you.
Yeah, well, maybe, but then she didn't keep trying, so.
Okay.
She reached out like one day.
Superficial reasons. Then.
Like I think it was she thought she saw something on Facebook, wanted to act sympathetic so she could have the correct answer, and then went back to not talking to me anymore.
Oh, so she was just like snooping.
Yeah,
basically.
Which is fine. I am not offended at all by it. I'd want to know the same thing.
That's too bad.
But it's just one of those things where I look back at our friendship and I understand why our lives are not connected anymore because of the paths that we went, and neither of them are bad directions. We just have chose different stuff that we want to do as we grow up and as she's building a family and I'm doing other things, and so I can see that. But it is like, oh, I do miss her, but also I miss her from 10 years ago. Not probably like I don't even know if we can be friends now.
Oh man, dude, that hits home real hard because I've actually. So, last week I showed you that letter that I wrote for somebody.
Yeah.
I wrote another one for a totally different person, and now I just have stacks. Not stacks, not literal
just
stacks.
Piles.
I've been collecting several letters that I've written to people that I want to reach out to again, but I haven't given them to people because I'm scared that it'll come off as desperate or... the intentions will be wrong or vulnerable, and I also don't know, like, these people could have changed since then, because I've changed, but it's just, like, you miss what you used to have,
Yeah, there's just one of those things, like, it'd be great to be able to have those friends again, but really, when you're older and you've changed so much, when you get together, there might not be any connection anymore.
I know.
Or, same ground, but I think if you gave those letters... One, I think it'd be a therapeutic
Writing them out
thing.
was therapeutic.
Yeah, because I've reached out to a couple people who, and not even that I'm expecting them to...
Reciprocate.
Yeah, or even do anything with it, but I, in the past year, was, like, practicing gratitude and being a better place and being more conscious about my mental health. So a couple of those things was, like, I reached out to people and said, hey, I just want you to know, I know we're not in each other's lives, but I appreciate you, and I was glad I had you during this chapter, and nothing needs to come of this. I mean, it was not just that way. It's a lot longer. But saying, like, hey, just hear that we're all
for sure.
neutral.
So,
I don't know.
Basically, I wrote this letter out that was like, I was really trying hard not to thank her for the person that I became now. Mm-hmm. But I was like, hey, I appreciated the friendship that we had and the lessons that you taught me that you, like, not like that. Like, she didn't teach me the lesson. I taught myself.
Yeah, but because she was in your life. So
because she was in my life and because she exited my life the way she did, I was like, in the letter that I never sent, I was like, I've learned so much because of the friendship that we had, and I feel like a better person, and I just want to say that I appreciate the path that I'm on now because of that, or something like that.
Well, yeah.
I'm not going to, like... It's really hard because I don't want to thank the person for... Because it was devastating to lose a friendship, but I don't want to thank the person for the pain that I experienced, or, because I was really heartbroken because I obviously didn't want to stop being friends, or
Mm-hmm.
but I knew that I had problems, and it took a lot of people telling me that I had a problem as a person to realize I needed to correct some things and actively try to be a better person and a better friend. So,
well, and I do believe like people come into our lives at different times for different reasons, and even if that reason was to end in a negative or in a way that was hard or upsetting, it was something that you needed to experience so that you could become who you are supposed to,
but
or to understand.
As tempting as it is to send it to her, because I do want her to know that like I have no regrets, and I'm very appreciative for where I am now, and even if we'll never talk to each other again, or even if she still wants to hate me or whatever, that like it is the gratefulness, like the path that whole friendship put me on has made me who I am today, and I'm happy with myself now.
Yeah, like you had to go through that.
You don't want to send it because you don't want to be like, hey, thanks, like because I don't want to come off as condescending or like I don't want to give her credit for who I am today, because even if she did play a small part in it, I don't think that her part mattered as much as me actively trying to just be a better person.
Yeah.
It's like it took me taking the time. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't want to say like I'm perfect either. And I said that in the letter. I'm like, I'm not perfect and I never will be. But I can say now that even if you don't like me or that other people don't like me, I like myself. So,
which I think that's good, and I think that's good that you wrote it down and had that realization and that thought process. But if you were gonna send a letter, I don't think you should say anything about them not liking you, because
I didn't say that in the letter.
Okay, good, because people don't have to like you, but you care about yourself and other people care about you, and that's what matters. So you don't have to put yourself down in that sense. But also, if you were to do it, I don't think you need to necessarily illustrate a lot of like our friendship ended and it was sad but it was good for me. Just try to highlight like,
oh no,
I care about you as
like,
a person.
The ending thing, like, oh God, I could just read it, but like I don't know if you actually want to hear it. It's not that long, but it's just basically like I learned a lot and I think I've changed. I will probably read it to you after this if you want to hear it, just to like see if you think that it's an okay thing to actually send. Because I actually was gonna send it like.
Or we could do this because I have some letters I could write. We could do a podcast, one of our podcasts. We could just have like an open letter to.
But like not obviously try to name the people because I don't want to like throw people out there. But I don't want to like reveal names and stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like that's something nobody really needs to know or care about. So.
Yeah. Well, I do think, I could be wrong, but I'm gonna think all of our listeners have this experience where they've. Have a friend that they cherished and loved and then lost, but they look back and are like, I miss them and that portion of my life. So
I can definitely say all the friends that I've lost, whether or not it was because of me, which most of them agree that it was because of me, something I did, and I'm not saying that that's not true. I do love them still, and I miss them all the time, and I think of them every day.
Yeah,
and that's it's hard for me sometimes to admit that I have to like think of them every day and like realize that I miss them and I still love them as people, but it's true. Sorry, I didn't mean to get like all dark.
No, that's okay. That's something that happened, but I think that's a friendship type.
That is a friendship type, like the ones that got away.
Yeah.
So,
what's the next one you have?
Let me unlock my phone again because we got into that.
Yeah, we went off a little bit further.
All right. This one. The friend that you totally click with in every way, but whenever you both make plans to hang out, nothing ever actually happens. Like, you guys never actually hang out.
Like, as if one of you is always like, oh, this came up.
No. Like you see a person, like you want to actively be friends with this person because you know that you're gonna be like you guys are gonna click.
Yeah.
But you have so much in common. You have the same interests. Like you guys actively like are making plans to hang out, and then something happens, and you guys just actually don't. because of whatever reason. Not like that you're making excuses not to hang out. But
Oh
it's
yeah,
like
but just like work comes up or
work
life.
or like life. Or
so it's
like
more like
whatever.
you're two ships passing in the night kind of thing. Like,
yeah.
like you haven't been able to build that friendship. You know it'd work, but your life is just not letting you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was my situation with Nicole until last night, because I had been wanting to hang out with her since they invited us to their wedding, and I was like, God, I really like this chick, and we have so much in common, and I want to hang out with you again, and we finally did last night, and it was awesome. So we finally met in the night, ships stuff.
Met in the night.
It was night at a bar.
Yeah.
So the next one is the friend that you vibe with so easily in person, but you both suck at communicating online or via text.
Oh, that's like, my friend Joey, we accidentally met, like, well, that's a weird way to say that. So, I was in college, and he was at a different school. He wasn't, but his twin brother was going to school and for a different degree, but his roommate was in my program, so I knew him. So it was this weird thing where that guy, Corey, who I'm still friends with, was like, hey, do you want to come over for dinner? I said yes. His roommate was there with his twin brother, and then I fell madly in love with Joey. And we just connected in every way. But we're pretty bad about staying. So he still lives in Seattle. I live here, obviously. And we're pretty bad about staying in contact over online. Like, when we're together, it's like no time passed, everything's great, but it'd be nice to catch up a little bit more than once a year or once every 6 months. But it'll be like, hey girl, hey, what's going on? And then every once in a while, this has happened like 2 or 3 times in the last 2 years, we'll have little Skype dates that will last for probably 4 or more hours, and then we're like, let's start doing this regularly, like at least once a month, let's do it. And then nothing.
Aww.
So it's just we're just both busy, and no one's doing it out of a negative way. We would love to stay in contact.
Busy.
Our friendship just really thrives in person, I think, versus online. And a lot of our jokes and how we communicate with each other just wouldn't translate the same. It just doesn't have that same feel.
I have like friends that I can have online conversations with like blocks of text, and we're cool in person too, but then I have friends that I'm like, I don't get your sense of humor on Messenger or text.
Yeah, it's just like something,
and I'm like, you just need to be straight with me, because I actually can't like read your voice in text.
I can't tell what's happening here. Like,
yeah,
what
I'm like,
this
are you
conversation...
mad at me? Yeah. Like, where's your emojis, dude? Yeah, so like that.
Send me
kind of
some
friend.
memes.
Yeah, the memes thing is actually really true. The next one is the friend you keep around because they know too much about you, so now they can never leave. You can never get rid of them because they know too much about you.
Part of me sounds like
but
you're
like,
saying it like in a negative way, like they're gonna blackmail me.
No, it is kind of in a negative way. Like the friend, like maybe they've known you since elementary school, so they've just grown up with you, and you guys have always been like somewhat friends, but like I don't know, like. It's a weird dynamic where they just have seen the most embarrassing parts of you. They've seen the most embarrassing parts of you.
When you're quiet, you need to put it closer to the mic.
Am I quiet right now?
That's what the thing's telling me.
Okay.
You're talking
You
at
were
a normal
in here,
volume.
so I couldn't tell.
Well, you're talking at a normal volume.
Yes, Daddy.
Oh,
Yuck.
no.
No. Okay, edit that out. Take it out.
No.
Take it out. Take it out.
I'm
Take it
bleeping it.
out.
No.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just bleep it. That would be just even better, because...
I didn't call you Daddy. I called you Danny DeVito. Get over it.
Okay, that one is... I'm having a hard time placing... I
think it's me and my friend Sarah's joke, because we are both Scorpios and we're both paranoid people. So I think that we kind of have the worst... when we have friends, sometimes we can kind of have the worst intentions, or not the worst intentions, but we get cynical about people. So we're both oversharers, which backfires on us, because then we're like, oh, they know too much. Like,
so I think that I also feel like I'm an oversharer. I will tell people just the weirdest crap about me. That's like, they didn't ask for that. They didn't need to know this stuff about me.
And
But
Derek is the first person in my life to tell me to shut up. I don't need to hear that. Most people are so polite about it. They're not actually like, you should not have told me that. Derek's the first person to say that.
I haven't been like, I am trying to place if this has happened, and I'm sure maybe it has, but I can't think of being like, oh, now I'm embarrassed that I said that, so if I continue to be there with their friend, it won't get out. Because if I'm going to tell someone, I'll probably tell the whole world. Almost.
Oh, I'm in that boat now.
So that's why I'm just not concerned about like having to keep them around because they know information about me.
I guess I'm more in that boat now, but I guess back when I was in high school and I cared more about what people thought about me, yes, that was a thing. And when I wrote that, I was thinking of Sarah, because me and her used to joke all the time, like, you know too much about me. Like, I have to kill you if you ever... Like,
I've definitely made that joke, for sure. Like, you know, like Zoe knows a lot, like, things like that. We're like, oh, girl. But also, I'm just like, well, I shared that bit of information.
Oh, my God. Okay, so this is definitely my favorite one, this next one. Because I was thinking of a very, very specific person when I thought about this. The friend that's living their very best life, and you're so happy for them and their success, so you just go home and eat a whole jar of pickles because you forgot to go grocery shopping for the last 3 weeks.
Whew.
Yeah.
So are you saying in the sense that
It's
you're
a
happy?
little specific.
Yeah, of them making a...
No, they're, like, super awesome and successful, and they have their life together.
But when you reference, like, eating pickles, are you saying, like, oh, look at these people who have their life together, but then me, I'm not quite an adult yet.
Exactly.
Okay.
Well, like, I have this friend who's, like, got the career that I wanted originally, and she's, like, super great at it, and it's amazing, and her apartment's so fucking amazing. I doubt she'll ever listen to this episode, but I love her, and I went to her house, and I was like, this is my dream house. And, like, it's an apartment, but it's so beautiful, and, like, her just aesthetic is everything that I would dream of, and she's just, like, she's so nice, and, like, oh, God, and I'm just like, I want to be you. And then I go home, and I eat the whole jar of pickles. But she's, like, a really good friend,
So, I mean, I can relate in the sense where I'll be like, oh, look at these people doing X, Y, Z in their life. But I'm sitting at home eating Oreos in bed.
Exactly.
Because I'm a single person who doesn't have to work till...
This lady is single, too. She's single. Well, she's living her best life. And she's like... I don't know if she's happy, but she certainly seems happy. And she's got, like, really... She's like, got her shit together. And I'm like, God.
Well, I'm not saying that in a negative way. Like, I think I have my shit together to that extent. But we just take different paths. And we're on different timelines.
Yeah.
And that's okay. But I wouldn't say I would be eating food to make me feel better because
I'd eat a whole jar of pickles just because.
Well, exactly. Like, I just like pickles.
Mostly, that's why I added because we haven't gone grocery shopping in 3 weeks. Because I just eat the whole jar of pickles because I'm hungry.
I don't care to be anybody else. So, I try not to compare myself.
All right, let's just stomp on Brie then.
Oh, on one thing?
I'm just kidding. Come on. I'm the only one who made this list, guys. I put effort into this.
No, okay, I have these, but so what I was
trying to be vulnerable.
What I was saying was, like, I was having a hard time because I could specifically describe every one of my friends, but I was trying to do, like,
generalize, yeah.
I went with my thought went a different way than your brain. So, like, the one I did at the beginning, like, having the friend that's a mom. And I have, like, a few others, but they're a very more general, open type. So I don't think your list is bad, and I don't think that in any way. I just think we took two different interpretations, which is great.
I have more generalized lists of things down here too. Some of them got really specific because I thought they were funny.
Well, all I'm saying is that when that is funny, but all I'm saying is, like, I'm not, like, so good that I'm not trying to be somebody else. But I'm just saying that your friend that you're for one thing, you have to look at it from my point of view. It's mildly insulting that you're describing your friend that has, like, this living her best life, and you just described everything that you're getting married in a couple months. I mean, you have very different paths. So to me, I was like, well, that's interesting. But then the other part of that is, for me also, is that she probably is. I mean, people are depressed and people have issues.
No, I'm not saying that she wasn't depressed. I'm saying that she's very convincing.
Grass
she
is
isn't.
greener. It's always like grass is greener aesthetic. That's all I was saying. It was like it's always like greener pastures, but she could look at something that you're doing and think the same thing. That's all I was saying.
Yeah, because she could be longing to, like, just being like, I'm still single, and that's something that she's not one. It's, I don't know. She could have the same. Everyone's
got a greener pastures.
Yeah,
thing.
everyone's
Although
looking at
I will say
else.
we do need to go grocery shopping. I will say that.
Yeah. The next one is a friend that you've hung out with a few times, and you tried to get the ball rolling to hang out more times, but you always seem to be the one who asks to hang out, and they never do.
That one's also not even just the getting the ball rolling. I do agree with that, but I feel like that could go both ways. In the sense of, like, I have friends where I'm always the one like, hey,
reaching out,
hey.
but they never do.
And this one too, like, wanting to become new friends with them and having that feeling of you're the one that's always reaching out is a really, just in general, whoever that person is and whatever connection you have with them. Well, we've talked about this a lot in my friend group because in the last 2 years we've kind of had some transitions of friends coming and going. But part of it is like you ask people so many times and then you can't keep asking anymore because we're all busy. We all have lives. We all have jobs, and we want to have people in our lives and have them be a part of it, and you be a part of their lives, and hang out with them, and whatever it may be. But you can only ask so many times before you are just burnt out and you feel hurt, or you just are, or it's just like. But it's hard because I kind of want to put that open invitation, like, hey, I want to hang out with you. I'm not gonna maybe ask you every other week. But when you reach out to me, no, I'm gonna be there. Like
I screwed up on the other end of that too. I screwed up on the other end of that where
like you were the one not reciprocating.
Oh yeah, and I've said no so many times to so many people that like my Uncle Daniel never invites me over for family stuff anymore, and I don't get invited.
Oh yeah, it extends to family too.
Yeah, I don't get invited to camping trips anymore, and now I might be mildly interested in going on some of those, but I've said no so many times because I traditionally have hated camping.
I love camping.
So now I don't get.
You're marrying somebody who loves camping.
I know.
Yeah.
And?
I think that for me specifically with this, I've had so many people that I've actively tried to hang out with, but I know what it's like to just not be in the mood to hang out. And I feel bad that. But if you just gave, like, maybe say, like, you haven't hung out with that person at all before, maybe give it a chance and see if it'll be fun. And if it's not fun that one time, I don't know.
Well, it is like dating.
It is.
It is.
Friendship is dating. In that sense of exactly that, like, okay, I need to do it because I want to do it, but also I need to find out if it's actually going to go anywhere.
Right. Like, I went on it wasn't even a friend date. I just met up with this person and for like information, to get information on a thing, but it was also like secretly for me to hang out with them because I really wanted to be friends with them.
Were they like an informant?
No, it was just I was like, hey, so you're doing this thing and I'm really interested in this thing and I was hoping we could meet up and you could talk to me about it. And we met up and I had a lot of fun talking to them about it. They seemed really informed and I was like still wanting to hang out afterwards. So like I was like, hey, like we're done, we got coffee, we talked about this thing, but like are you doing anything later today? And I invited them to game night and they never messaged me back after that. And I don't know, it was kind of hurtful. I was like, I appreciate you coming and meeting me to talk about this thing.
We found out last night that we got invited to trivia night because it was just an excuse to hang out, and we were both kind of like, like.
It's on my friendship card that I hate trivia nights.
Yeah, so she, so
Trivia
initially,
games.
So the trivia thing, we were initially like she was like, "Would you want to go to trivia night?" And I'm like, like I like trivia, I'm good at it. But
I love trivia.
But I'm not.
Derek's really good at trivia.
I'm good at trivia.
That's
I like
the reason I don't like it is because I suck at it.
Right. But so we were both like, oh, But it was like, it was like a ruse to actually just hang out. I was like, oh, you can, just ask us to hang out.
Yeah, just ask us to hang out.
But we do the same thing though. I mean, just like you asked somebody to hang out to give you information on something, and we all kind of.
But ultimately, I think that
it.
hanging out with that person to get the information and seeing how we both talk to each other, I do think that we probably wouldn't make good friends. that was, I mean, despite me wanting to still be friends with them afterwards and, like, trying hard because I thought I liked them as a person, I guess I kind of realized afterwards, I was like, I don't know, like, it's not going to work out.
Well, it should be organic, but I mean,
It
I guess
wasn't
that's the
organic.
whole point. That's the whole point
There
of
was
this
something
show,
that
though,
I did.
right?
Yeah.
There was something that I did at that place that we went to coffee at the Blue Lantern, and there was somebody there that I had a pass with that was, it was really upsetting to see them there, and I couldn't help but call it out to the person I was with, and to that girl that I was getting information from. I was like, oh my god, this person's here, and
Overshare.
I'm freaking out because I haven't seen this person in a really long time, and it makes me really nervous, and I'm kind of just gonna, like, shrink for a little bit. So
That's kind of the same thing as going on a date.
The person was like, the girl that I was with getting the information from was just like, why are you? Yeah, like, she's like, I don't care. Like, why are you? And it turns out they were actually really good friends. And that was like, yikes. Sorry. Yeah. Yikes.
That's what you gotta, it's a lesson learned. Did you learn anything from that experience?
Sure.
Don't. I don't know. It's like going on a date, though, right? And you.
But I freaked out. I was, like, freaking out in person. And I know I shouldn't have. I don't know.
But it's like going on a date, though, right? And you bring up your ex a lot, if that happens. I mean, I've been on a date that was too soon.
But I would freak out if I saw an ex, too. I mean, some exes.
I'm just saying, like, I've been on a date where it was too soon for me to be on a date from, like, an ex. And it was just like, that's what you talk about. And you're like, nah, I shouldn't be talking about that. That's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I can't relate to this. If I see people, like, if I'm close with someone, like the other day I was with Cameron and Maggie, and we saw Russ, and I was like, oh, Russ is there. And then I was like, I look great. I hope he sees me. And I've had other people where I'm like, oh, I have a really weird history with them. Like, this guy I went on a date with that really likes teeth or something, and it was super awkward.
On his pee-pee?
No, like, hitting. He just thought, like, teeth and fingernails were cool, but it was grossing me out. I've tried to be brief, but it was
serial killer.
He was at a restaurant that I was at, and I was like, oh, I went on a date with that guy. It was fucking the worst, and I'm very uncomfortable. Okay, anyways, how should we get coffee? And then I just, like, I can just let things, like, I'm pretty good at freaking out afterwards. And I've never been on a date where I've talked about my ex, other than the sense that it's come up once where I was like, oh, I've been married before.
I've been when I was young to dating, I would do that.
I'm a mess, guys. I guess I'm a mess because I get hung up on people mostly because I have.
Yeah, no shit.
Okay, yeah. Well, I have a big heart for people, and a lot of these people I never wanted to offend or make hate me. And I see them, and I still, like, have the feelings for them, but I know that when they see me, they get this angry look in their face, and they hate me. And it's, like, it's pretty heartbreaking to see in person.
But you don't know if that's their feelings.
They actively avoid me, or they just, like, glance at. No, the last time I saw this one girl in public, she definitely actively, the glance was ew. Like, the word that she could have said if I could hear her would be ew.
Which I feel like, and I've worked to be able to be in this with, but I have people who don't like me, and if they look at me, that's probably the thought that they have, and I don't have the energy to worry about it.
I have all of the.
I'm doing something else, and so if I run into someone, or if I was at a place and someone's there, or I would make it through it, and then at the end I would text or call my, like, Hope or Maggie and be like, oh my gosh, do you know who was just at the coffee shop? It was the worst. But I don't
really have anybody I can tell that to.
You have us in this room.
I know, but I feel like I'm getting not shitted on, but I just feel like, and I know I'm not at the place you guys are at to be happy about your guys' past.
I'm not happy about my past.
I don't know what it is.
I'm
obviously not describing it very well. I just feel like I have a lot of regrets with people that I still wish that I could be friends with. And I guess I said the exact opposite of that earlier, but, like, if I could still be friends with a lot of the people I was friends with, that'd be great because at least they wouldn't be hating me or talking shit behind my back all the time, which they probably don't. But
And
that's just a fear of mine that because I kind of like for a good 5 years had people telling me in my ear all the things that was being said about me.
Were you asking though?
Sometimes I was.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I was.
And I don't think Derek and I are
No.
So we are in a different, like, we've gone through a little bit more. We're a little bit older. But also, at least for me, I'm just trying to be like, here's my experience. This is my advice.
Yeah.
And also, it does suck to lose friends. And it is sad. And there are plenty of people that I wish I could be friends with. But when I say I don't have the energy, it's because it's not healthy to have that energy and that
I know
time.
I definitely know it's not healthy.
It's just a thing that you have to be like, well, they were there for the chapter of my life for whatever reason, and I am not supposed to be their friend anymore. Whether that ended because of life changes, whether that ended because you took different jobs, whether it be a negative thing, whatever it may be, you can just work. You just have to talk about it, which is fine, and that's what we're here for, and that's what this is about.
Yeah.
Talking about it, because that's what's going to make it easier. Like, getting through it, and it's going to take time, and no one's saying you have to do this today.
Once you pay for all the equipment, a podcast is like cheaper than therapy, really. It's like investing towards the therapy.
Like, it's great to talk about these things, and it's okay that you have those feelings now, which is, that's what
and
we're
I
here
guess
for.
that is the technical, what you're describing, though, is like the technical definition of being triggered, though, right? Like, actually having a trigger would... I just say it's my spider sense, like when I go out and I see something like that, and it's like, like, uh-oh.
Yeah. I guess I just still struggle with it more than I like to admit. But
that's the thing. That's actually, maybe it's good if you admit it so that you can talk about it like you are, and then now we just do the next steps.
You
so
flesh
then,
it out.
in a couple years, if you
It's
go
just
to a
that-
coffee shop
and
and you
that's
see
what
someone, it won't even faze you.
That's why I told you, like the first time you told me about it, it's like there's really nothing you can do except for you just keep getting older. You just keep getting older, and then the more distance that is between you and the situation or a person or whatever, it's just like I had experiences not quite like, because I'm a guy, it's easier, but I have experiences that had a really toxic thing fall out with a really good friend of mine, and I mean, I was 24 when it happened, so that was 10 years ago. I just,
Time really,
seriously,
I
it's a
wouldn't always say,
cliche.
time heals all wounds.
It's a cliche.
But especially with this, and so you texted me the other day about something about a friend, and you're like, I'm sad that I'm not their friend anymore. And I was saying, like, that's okay. That isn't okay. I have that feeling. Because when that was 3 years ago, that was awful. But now, same as Derek, the person I'm talking about is 10 years ago.
Yeah,
and
it's almost been 10 years with this other friend.
And it's still not fun. It's still hard.
Not.
But it just gets easier.
Yeah. So I guess we should just move on to the next one. The next one is the friend from your past who you keep up appearances with, even though it's kind of awkward because they just remind you of that period of time in your life. No?
Of your childhood?
Of your past.
Oh, I don't know.
Nobody else? There's not that aha moment?
I'm not 100% sure I understand. Will you read it to me again?
The friend from your past who you keep up appearances with every so often, even though it's kind of awkward because they just remind you of that period of time in your life. So say you were friends with
high
somebody.
School reunions?
No, like not even that sometimes. Like maybe you were friends with somebody while you were married to Russ or whatever, and like you only keep up appearances with them because you were friends with them while you were married to him, but like you genuinely actually don't value the friendship. And some people are okay with keeping up appearances like that, but some people don't waste their time.
So there is, okay, it's not now, but when that first year of, like, not being together with Russ, there was a friend that it was one of our couple friends, which I think this could be something we can talk about more in detail then, but they were a couple, and that Russ knew, and that I became their friends, and I was the wife's friend. Is kind of one of those things like, oh, me and the husband are going to do this, or Russ and her husband were going to do this, so me and her would do this. And after we separated, like, I kind of was like, are we friends? Should I keep doing this? But really, we weren't really friends. But I did have that thought of that. Like, should I keep being their friend? But it's like, it's weird and it's uncomfortable because yeah, I only knew and only had a relationship with her because of Russ.
Yeah.
And
I had the same thing with a girl when I was dating the last guy I dated for a long time, and I actually found out that she was really only an informant. Like, it was pretty heartbreaking that she was basically only in it to be my friend to, like, relay shit back to him. It was pretty heartbreaking.
Yeah, I did. I mean, I guess I have had friends that were, I guess, more like acquaintances through exes. I guess I do feel like would kind of like.
And you felt like you had to be friends with them.
I mean,
to like keep up an
yeah,
appearance.
I do feel like that. They would hang out and they would ask like kind of like prying questions, and I would be like, oh, that's a little interesting.
I know,
yeah,
right?
that's how I felt. And with her, it was like, I don't think you're a bad person.
Are you seeing anyone now? I'm like, what? My friends don't ask me that.
Yeah, like I thought.
It's purely snooping, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, it's like in my mind, it's like she's a good person, she's nice, she's intelligent, whatever. But we didn't connect. But then it was like, should we? Were we friends? And then I felt like I was just asking me little questions, but I still wanted to look like, hey, look at me, I'm doing good, I'm doing okay. And then it's definitely fizzled off, and that's not an issue. But I do relate to that for the year, that weird year in my life, my transition year, I like to call it.
I have a friend that was an acquaintance that was an acquaintance with me back back when I was with an ex. It's like ex related always, but I feel like when I see them, they'll ask me how that person's doing, how the ex is doing, and I'm like, I don't fucking know. I haven't seen them in 7 years. I have they could be dead. They could be literally dead and in a ditch, and I would have no idea.
That one friend.
Like, what a weird thing to do.
That one friend that I had that, she took me under her wing after that guy dumped me, even though I met her through him, but she was obviously more best friends with him than she was with me. I'm just calling it out. She was a real piece of shit. I'm not friends with her anymore. She brought me on this trip. Well, I invited her to a concert, really, because I was going to go with the person I was dating, and then me and her went instead. And while I was drunk and crying, or I wasn't crying yet, but she was basically trying to get out of me that I had cheated on him, and that's why he broke up with me. And she's like, you cheated on him, didn't you? And I was like, no, I never fucking cheated on him. Why would you think that? And she's like, you did though, didn't you? And I'm like, no. And I like bawled in the hotel room.
That's like gaslighting you.
She was trying to get that out of me though, so she could bring it back to him to make him feel better. Because he was a fucking piece of shit. And, you know, it irks me thinking about that entire situation because I still stayed friends with her, even up to dating you, until you were like, she seems like a real piece of shit.
Well, that's because I have the.
You were more, a little bit more like forward with like just the whole situational, like you were just like looked at her and you were like, she's a real piece of shit, Brie. But
well, I was like, I've very little judgmental on my part, but I was just definitely like, oh, that person's got a yuck sticker all over them. Like, nope. Like, you remember the yuck stickers?
Yeah.
Like mom would put on bleach, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the poison control
I
sent
just
out.
met her and I was like,
Yeah. So I'm really glad that I don't have her in my life anymore because she genuinely actually made me feel like shit without me even realizing.
That is gaslighting though.
Yeah. But I was drunk at the time too. So anyways, let's move on to the next one because
This was my when I met her.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
I've got to get to use that on every episode so far.
I definitely don't regret. I don't regret not being friends with her anymore. I don't miss her. Do you ever have a friend? Oh, that's already. I regret that. The friend who always posts vague, passive-aggressive Facebook statuses about a person, and you always wonder if it means you.
I don't ever wonder if it means me, but I just think that's what Facebook's for. I think Facebook is garbage, trash water,
The people who
poison.
post vague Facebook statuses about people, though, piss me off.
Oh, no, that pisses me off, too.
Because I'm like going through I'm like, oh God, what did I do last week? Was that me? Like, did I talk to them last week? Was that me? Like,
that does make me mad. I have seen
like these
people do that.
passive-aggressive Facebook posts.
I have seen posts like that on Facebook, but I also do think that Facebook brings out the absolute worst in humanity.
I do think so too. But it's also spread to Twitter and every social media.
No, I mean social media in general.
Yeah.
Are you a big social media fan? I don't know. I don't really see you do. I don't follow any humans. I follow just pages.
I don't follow humans.
I just follow pages.
I like Instagram.
Instagram's where it's at,
kind of
man.
like where I
love it. I'm there.
Yeah, I like the platform of Instagram a lot. Facebook.
It streamlines bullshit.
It really does.
I use it for art. I love
exactly in the art, and I do feel like there are some people, artists and
celebrities.
I actually follow, I think, more people that I don't know than I do know, and it is because of their, whether it be a food blog or or memes. That's one I follow. Like
I follow so many memes.
Yeah, there's a ton of stuff.
I follow all my teams.
But I feel like Instagram, you can kind of curate a little bit more to be like, this is to suit me and make me feel good and laugh or have information, or these are people I care about their opinion. This one, there's only been one time that I knew 100%. I was like, bitch, don't put that meme because of a text I sent you. And I was really annoyed. I was like, that's really stupid and passive aggressive. Like, it's inappropriate. But the people who just write a whole, a 3-sentence, not even a meme, just like a little paragraph,
thing,
and you're just, and I just think it's like, I don't care what happened to you and that person. Just take it out of here. Like,
no,
do it somewhere else.
I get it. I did that in high school all the time.
High school, yeah. I did it in high school too, I'm sure.
I was super passive aggressive with Facebook back then. I remember those times, and like people still hold that against me. They're like, remember that time you were a bitch? And I'm like,
really lucky.
Yeah,
this is one of the ways I'm really lucky.
With your generation.
I'm older.
Yeah, I was never like mean or said things like that about on Facebook, but I put some really weird, vague.
No, the vague
stuff.
thing was definitely about, like, I was doing the vague passive. I was this person in
Mine
high
wasn't
school.
about people. It was about, I don't know, just experience. It was just really vague information, but it didn't actually give anyone information. But really, it could be like, riding the bus sucked today. But I put it in a really weird, I don't know. That's a bad example.
I'm very lucky that I'm 34 years old. I didn't have this issue.
You didn't have
I did have MSN Messenger, though.
I feel bad
and I could still be a cringe lord on MSN AIM.
I feel bad for the generation right now that's experiencing TikTok. That'll never, ever have those erased.
They'll be around forever.
They're going to, you lip syncing to those
Finally,
shitty
more
songs.
cringy than
Vine,
whatever was.
Vine was funny.
I liked Vine.
I liked Vine
was
too.
Hilarious. TikTok is just cringe.
Sometimes I still just sit and watch Vine compilation videos.
For sure, me too.
They make me laugh so hard.
I sent you that Instagram thing.
I love
about Vine compilations.
I follow like old Vines. It's one of the things.
Rest
I follow.
in peace, Vine.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Because it was so quick. They were just so short that they only had so much time to.
I think TikTok profited off of that.
Instagram's too long now. It's like, God, I don't need to watch your 30-second. If I go to somebody's story and it's like, like you see how many stories it is at the top. If it's like 40, I'm like, no.
So the other day on International Women's Day, I posted.
I loved all of those.
I posted probably 20.
I liked them.
But I thought as I was doing, I was like, there are gonna be people who appreciate this.
I appreciate it.
There are gonna probably be the people that are involved in it that are like being, like I'm tagging but I posted so many photos, and I was like, people are gonna look up at that top and those little white dash marks and be like, nah, and flip it, and that's fine. And I knew that, and I thought about making a joke at the end about that because that's all I was thinking as I kept hitting new photo. Send a story, new photo, send a story, and I it had to be at least 20.
I thought about
but
making
I felt good
a
about
Facebook
it.
post about and compiling a bunch of photos of the people that inspire, like the women that inspire me.
Yeah, and that's what this was. It was just a story,
like a big collage, though, not like a bunch of pictures.
But in all fairness,
I
don't
Instagram
like
story.
the stories
I looked through all of them.
In all fairness, I don't really even look at any of the stories.
And I would never be offended by anyone saying
I never look at the Snap.
Yeah.
I never look at Snapchat.
I am a story whore. I look at everybody's stories.
I love stories, and I look at them, but I would never be offended if someone did not look at mine.
It's actually nice to meet people who do the story, like watch them.
Because
I've always considered making one, but then I'm like, nobody does these.
You should.
But people do.
I watch a lot of them, and
Clearly, people do.
Yeah.
Well, you get the notification for stories on Instagram, so it's like a reminder. It's like, go look at this story.
I only get them sometimes.
I get really mad. Okay,
Mine are like weird ones, like so and so
Not-
hasn't posted a story, or check out so and so's story after. I don't know.
I guess I get irritated when people are always like, new post, and that's the story, and I'm like, come on, guys, I already liked it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't need people to put on their story to me.
I already stalked the shit out of you. You don't have to post about it. Like you don't have to post it on your story. All right, so let's move on.
Well,
this one's actually really, really relatable to all three of us. This one is called the friend you only see at the same bar when you go out.
Hogan, shout out to
Shout
Hogan's.
out to
Am I
Hogan's.
right?
Yeah, that's what.
well, can I go darker on it?
What?
I just feel like, I mean, every place obviously has their people there.
They're regulars.
I'm gonna take a second to trash the hell out of this bar, but I think the Sports Cellar is the most dingy, disgusting place on this planet.
I've never been there.
Okay, but you're supposed to talk about friends. Do you go to the cellar?
I used to go to the Cellar all the time, and that's where I'm going with this. Is that when we went there to go do our comedy, I used to go there all the time, like 2 years ago, and that was my point. Is I saw people there that were still there. That was what I was saying. Is like it had been 2 years since I had gone, and we went to go do a comedy when we were going in,
and they're still there.
and they were there. I was like, oh no,
poor guy.
because
Well, I mean, it's poor guy sometimes, but like when you go to Hogan's and you can always see those regulars.
No, and I know,
like,
I know
happy.
every
You're
place
like,
has it. It was
you're
just
like, I know I'm gonna see, like I have like a list of like 5 people that I know I will always see at Hogan's.
Yeah.
Well, like not all 5
Sure.
of them at once, but like at least one of these people will be here.
But I do have friends that I see at Hogan's that I really only talk to when I'm at Hogan's. But I like seeing them.
But
there.
it's exciting.
Yeah.
I
It's
like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we've never like there's a couple people that go to Hogan's that I see there that I talk to and hang out with actively when I'm at Hogan's.
Then you never.
But I've never hung out with them outside of there, and I've never like made like a plan
No,
to
it's
go
fine.
to lunch
They're
or
just your Hogan's buddies.
yeah. I'm just like, hey, what's up? How you been? It's been a long time. I'll see you next time. What are you doing next? Oh, I'll see you at Hogan's in 2 months when I come back.
Or if you know of an event's coming up at Hogan's,
Uh-huh.
you're like, you gonna be at that show?
Yeah, you're gonna do that
Oh,
thing.
of course
You're
you
gonna...
are.
Yeah. Oh, you will be there.
Yeah.
Oh, you're already there.
Hey.
I'll see you there.
Yeah.
That is good. Shout out to Hogan's.
Shout out to Hogan's. We love you guys.
That's fun.
The next one is the friend you can never figure out what to buy a gift for, so you're forced to ask them, but they don't even know what they want.
Every person I know.
Yeah. Cause my love language is gift giving, so I am the type of person who is like, I express my love for a person via gift giving or via food.
So, I have friends like that. But can we just take a moment for me to give you a gift that I told you I had for you?
Oh yeah, let's do
I
it.
feel like that's a good.
I forgot, honestly.
That's honestly a good way to. We gotta.
I forgot.
Because I have those friends where I have like 2 friends specifically where they just have such specific style, and it's even
or
like,
they can just buy it for themselves, and you're like, what do you need?
or
though?
it's even like they would like that thing, but they'd want that in a slightly different hue of green because they're so specific that I'm like, oh, I can't do it. Okay, so I went to the antique store today.
Oh, what antique store?
The Hanger over by Roosters.
Nice.
That's a good spot.
Yeah, they have some good
Our
stuff.
Our friend, mom.
Friend's
owns
mom
that.
owns that place.
Oh, nice. And I don't know why I bought this for you.
No.
and-
I'm thinking of River Chicks.
Oh, it's right next to.
Same
That's
place.
that's in the parking
Across
lot of
the
Roosters. The Hanger is
Yes.
across the street, and it's an old
That's
plain
right.
hanger.
That's
yeah.
right.
So
My bad.
again,
Same thing.
I don't
Same
know
kind of
why I
place.
bought this for you, and I apologize in advance because it's weird. But I saw it, and it just made me laugh, and I was like, I'm just gonna buy this for Bree. So here it is.
Oh my god, I love it.
Go ahead, tell the fans.
What is that?
So it's like a little wooden babushka.
With a giant
Oh.
humpback, and there's like a twig, but if you look, the twig, I think is real, because I think if you touch
The
it,
twig is definitely
like those are like little
That's
buds on there
so
that are like,
crazy that you bought this, because there was a ton of stuff at when I went to Budapest. There was a bunch of people selling things, little wooden carvings of people like this.
I think she's just like, don't pass.
I love it because I love the Russian lure of the babushka, and I love the tree witch. She's got like a tree house with chicken legs. Have you heard that?
Nope.
Witch? I can't
think
name it
I've
off the
seen
top
that,
of my
yeah.
head, but she's actually going to be in that, and she is in the new Hellboy.
Oh.
The witch with the tree house that has the chicken legs that runs around.
I love Hellboy.
And
Can't wait to
it's
see that.
real metal. It's real metal.
Metal.
It's brutal. I love it. Thank you.
That's
oh
cool.
my god, it's
We'll post
awesome.
a picture later.
Because I love Russian.
'Cause
I
don't know why
Russian
she just made me
folklore.
happy, but also laugh because she was sitting by like a troll and something, you know, like a regular other toys that
Look
like
at how cute this
didn't
is.
matter. And I was just like, I think
That's
Brie wants to
me.
own her.
That's me when I'm old.
You should hold her up to the camera.
I should.
Yeah.
So the YouTubers can see
Yeah.
her.
Hold her
Yeah,
up to the
and then I
camera.
just got some other like weird things for my letterpress board.
That's awesome.
Can you see?
Yes. It's perfect.
Look how cute she is. She's got a little
turn
bonnet
her
on,
around a little bit. Yeah, there you go.
her
Yeah.
little humpback.
Yeah, she's great. I love that. The humpback's
Yeah.
the best part.
But right, like she's she's
You know, do you guys ever find yourself trying to correct your
posture.
Man,
I do all the time.
I do all the time. I
all the
really
time.
try to. At work especially.
All right. Well, I only have
Well, no, it's
I know that it's really. I know, but I only
absolutely time.
have. I know. I only have 3 more, and we can skip the last one. The friend who works so much that you always know where you can find them because they're always at work.
That's me.
Yeah, that's you, and that's Madison.
I'm that friend for
Oh,
everyone
nice.
else. I feel like.
That's
First
Madison.
lot.
Yeah, and the last one is the friend you can never see anymore because they're in a relationship.
Oh, that one's
That's you.
Sad.
And there you are.
I
That's you.
mean,
Derek
that
doesn't
was
let you
me.
go out of the house.
That
Right.
was me, but I
Yeah.
feel like you're actually really good about letting me go out.
I'm like,
and-
please go.
yeah.
Please leave me alone.
Go.
Yeah, that's about it, guys.
Well, thank you to everybody for listening to the show or watching on YouTube. At FrienDish Podcast on Instagram. At FrienDish Pod on Twitter. Make sure you like and subscribe for more content. Email us your email us your types of friend stories at friendishpodcast@gmail.com, and the gals will feature in the next episode. Shout out to Judo Dudo. Don't forget to rate this episode of Friendish along with the other TSPN podcasts on iTunes. These shows are all also available on Spotify, Google Play, and of course, TSPN.fun. Everybody have a great week. Have a good rest of your Sunday.
You know, that should be our Hail Satan, Hail Geen.
Oh, yeah?
Shout out to Judo Dudo.
I love
That
it.
should be our regular
There you go. Your
exit.
sign out.
Our sign out should be shout out to Judo Dudo.
I like it. Thanks, everybody.